I'm going to show you how to make the best chicken biryani. This is a Karachi biryani, famous for its tangy and spicy flavor. Served with a refreshing mint yogurt sauce. It's absolutely delicious and the chicken is incredibly juicy and flavorful. Without further ado, let's get started. Chef presents. These are the ingredients that we're going to use for our Karachi biryani. I will list the exact quantities in the description below. I've got here natural yogurt that has been whisked up, thinly sliced tomatoes so they will just melt away in our korma or sauce. Also using here some of the dried plums and tamarind pulp. Again, these are going to add a bit more sourness and tanginess to the biryani. Here I've got around a kilogram of potatoes, which are around medium to large cut. We're also going to dress our biryani with some of this fresh coriander, mint, and some of these lemon slices. Of course, we're going to use some of the green chili paste, some of the ginger and garlic paste. Now for the spices, I'm using here red chili flakes, salt, red chili powder, turmeric, some of the cumin powder. For the whole spices, I've got here cumin seeds, black peppercorns, green cardamoms, 2 of these black cardamoms, star anise, around 1 inch 2 cassia bark, 3 whole cloves, a small piece of nutmeg, some of the mace, and again I'm gonna use some more cassia bark. We're also gonna use some of this orange food color. Here goes some of the oil. Now for the rice, I'm using basmati. You could also use Sela basmati rice instead. You wanna wash and soak them in water for at least 30 minutes. If you're using Sela rice, soak them for around 2.5 hours. Like I said, wash the rice a few times to remove the excess starch. Always wash the rice before soaking so they won't break. And finally, I'm using a whole chicken here which has been cut to around 15-16 pieces. You could have large to medium pieces. I will leave that up to you. First of all, I'm just gonna throw 2 of these cassia bark here, nutmeg, and some of this mace. And you just want to ground these, alright? That's exactly what we're looking for. Alright guys, let's cook our biryani. Turn up the heat to on medium high. First we're going with the oil. When the oil is nice and hot, we're going to throw in our tomatoes first. You want to cook the tomatoes until they are nice and soft. Should take you a few minutes. The Karachi biryani is made without onions. Only tomatoes are used to form the gravy. Using just tomatoes gives the biryani a lighter, tangier base and avoids the sweetness onions can add. It's okay to leave them covered so they can soften up faster. Alright, let's check this. So the tomatoes are nice and soft, as you can see, exactly what we're looking for. Now we're going with our ginger, garlic and green chili paste. Adding them at this stage blends the flavors without leaving a raw smell and allows the pepper to infuse into the gravy. You want to cook everything properly for the best biryani. Karachi biryani is one of my favorites. You guys are gonna absolutely love this. Now we're going with our spices, our red chili, chili flakes, salt. For a kilogram of chicken, you want to use a tablespoon of salt in the korma. Remember, more salt will also be added later to the rice water. Correct salt balance at both korma and rice stages ensures every bite is flavorful. And I'm gonna use half of these grounded spices. I'm gonna add the half later. Now really good mix to that, and you wanna toast those spices. Toast them properly. Give it another minute or so. Our spices are beautifully toasted. Now we're gonna throw in our chicken. Now we're going to fry that chicken off for a few minutes and then cover it. Heat is still on medium high. You don't want to fully cook the chicken right now. It will keep cooking under the steam. So partially cook the chicken. And now you want to leave the chicken covered for at least 6-7 minutes. Alright, let's check this. Alright guys, now I'm going with our yogurt. You want to mix in about 1.5 cups of yogurt. Like I said before, make sure to whisk this up before adding. You don't want to split the yogurt. Tangy ingredients like yogurt help balances flavors and ensure the biryani is never sweet. Tanginess is crucial in Karachi biryani. Now just slowly give that a mix until everything comes together. The chicken is around 40 to 50% done at this point. Throw in some of the fresh mint, some fresh coriander, our dried plum. These add a fruity tang that balances the richness of the chicken and spices. Tamarind pulp. Now you want to add in the potatoes and cover and cook until they are about 60 to 70% done. You want to partially cook the potatoes as we will be steaming them later. Going with our orange food color. For Karachi biryani, you want to add the color over the potatoes and chicken before layering the rice, so the color distributes evenly through the dish. This ensures you get a beautiful mix of white, yellow and orange grains when serving. Give that a good mix. Now leave it covered. Alright guys, let's check this. Now using a fork, I'm just gonna check if the potatoes are almost done. I can feel there's still some resistance to it, so these are around 60 to 70% ready. Now at this point of time, you can just turn off the heat. I can also see there's enough water in there, so we don't need to add any more water. You want to ensure there is enough water there so when the rice is added later, it will be fully submerged. This ensures the rice will cook evenly and absorb the flavor from the korma. I'm gonna throw in some of the lemon slices. Use generous amounts of fresh coriander and mint for a stronger aroma and richer flavor. Fresh herbs release a burst of fragrance when trapped inside the steam, making the biryani more appetizing. Some of the leftover dried plums. And finally some of the leftover grounded nutmeg and mace, along with some of the cassia bark. Now grab yourself another pan full of water. A good touch of salt into that. The water needs to be slightly salty. Properly seasoned rice water makes the rice flavorful even before it's laid with the biryani korma. You always want to measure the salt carefully. If the rice water is undersalted, the rice will taste bland even if the korma is well seasoned. Salt penetrates rice best during boiling. Adding it later won't give the same result. Throw in cassia bark, star anise, few bay leaves. You want to bring the water to a boil. You could also throw in some of the kera essence if you got that. Alright, so the water has started to boil. Now we're going to throw in the rice. You want to cook them for around 4 to 5 minutes until they are 50 to 60% done. You want to boil the rice gently on medium-low flame so the grain remains long and unbroken. Vigorous boiling can cause the rice to split and turn mushy. Start your timer. No more than 4 to 5 minutes, alright? Well, let's drain the water now. The heat is still off under the mixture. Throw in your warm rice. You always want to layer hot rice over the korma. Cold rice is more likely to break. The heat helps the rice settle without clumping or breaking. Nothing goes to waste here. Make sure to add all the rice. Layer the rice properly, like so. You can get rid of those bay leaves. Now you want to drizzle the oil all over the top before sealing. This helps keep the rice separate and prevents sticking. Oil basically coats the rice, locking in moisture and preventing dryness during steaming. Now turn on the heat to high and you want to see the steam coming up from underneath. Or I can see the steam has started to come up. Now turn the heat to low, place a clean kitchen cloth on the top, place your lid. And we're gonna let this steam for around 25 minutes on low heat. The pan needs to get nice and hot, it should be steaming. And you want to see these droplets forming on the top. It's a good indication your biryani is ready. If you notice the flame is almost touching the pan, you know that's exactly what you want. Alright guys, the rice are beautifully steaming. Now let's check this. Bismillah. Now once the time is complete, you want to turn off the heat. Let the biryani rest for 5 to 10 minutes. This allows the steam to settle and the rice grains to firm up slightly, making them less fragile when mixing. Now use a wide flat spatula or a small plate to fluff the top rice layer gently by sliding under and lifting slightly. Don't stir yet, this just loosens compact grains. Now start serving from the side of the pot, not from the middle. You want to slide the spatula deep down to the bottom, lift a portion that includes rice and the masala and the meat. And then you can place it onto your serving dish. You want to repeat this from different sides of the pot so each scoop already has a natural mix of rice and the chicken mixture. If you need the entire pot mixed before serving, use a folding motion instead of stirring. The biryani is absolutely cooked to perfection, look at that. Now you can put the chicken to the side, make sure not to break them. The biryani smells absolutely amazing. You can see the rice are cooked to perfection, Alright guys, let's plate this up. First we're going with our Karachi Biryani. I'm going to garnish it with some of the fresh coriander and some of these crispy onions. I also like to serve it with some of this mint coriander chutney. Oh, that looks so delicious. Our mouth-watering Karachi Biryani done. Honestly, one of the best chicken biryani that you guys gonna try. Alright guys, let's try our biryani. Looks so delicious and it smells amazing. First I'm just gonna try some of the rice. Bismillah. Wow, that is so mouth-watering. Alright guys, let's try with some of the sauce now. That is so delicious. Like I said before, one of the best biryani ever. Let's start with juicy chicken now, look at that. Bismillah. So delicious again. Nice and juicy from inside, you know. I'm just gonna try with some of the burrito and the chicken now. Bismillah. Wow. The burritos add a really nice touch to this Karachi biryani. So delicious. Those amazing dried plums, tamarind, you know, lemon. Wow, what a juicy, spicy flavor, you know. I will give this 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Look at the chicken. I do prefer it to eat with my hand, but today things are gonna get messy. I really hope you guys will enjoy this biryani with your family and friends. Please do me a favor and get this video to 5,000 likes. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure subscribe, make sure you like. Inshallah, see you next time. Until then, salam. Make for your mom. Make for your dad. Make for your family. Enjoy.